I think there is so much that many of us can learn from the Pacific Island nations, and certainly much that we have to pay attention to about preserving and promoting the sustainability for the people who have lived here for the millennia. And we look forward to being your partner. I am delighted that I've had a chance to be here to see the opportunities as well as the challenges and to work toward responding to the priorities that were discussed with me at the breakfast today. Let me just briefly mention a few of the areas where we want to enhance, deepen, and broaden our participation with you. First, on climate change, we understand very well that many of the countries are only a few feet above sea level, and they aren't big enough to be able to adapt to climate change quickly. So we have to do what we can now to try to help combat the effects. I've announced 2 new programs through USAID. The first to target vulnerable coastal areas. We will provide $25 million over the next 5 years to help communities improve their infrastructure, enhance their ability to respond to natural disasters, and create long-term plans to adapt to climate change. The second program will help improve clean energy infrastructure across the Pacific Islands. We will provide training and education for technicians and engineers to install, maintain, and repair solar energy equipment. Next, the United States recognizes the vital importance of sustainable fisheries for Pacific nations. It's not only central to traditional culture, but to economies and food security. We share a commitment to sustainable fishery management and to fighting illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. We will work to extend the Tuna Treaty, to support the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission and the Forum's Fisheries Agency. And as I mentioned earlier today with both Admirals Ray and Locklear, we are expanding our shipwrighter program to improve law enforcement throughout the region. Since 2009, we have had a program with a number of the nations on Coast Guard vessels. In fact, just since 2009, Kiribati has recovered $4 million in fines riding on Coast Guard, U.S. Coast Guard vessels. We're now expanding the shipwrighter program to U.S. naval vessels and looking forward to working with even more nations. Finally, we want to make sure that the marine resources are there for future generations. And I want to congratulate the Cook Islands again, because you are really thinking ahead about what needs to be done, establishing that world's largest marine park. I also want to congratulate New Caledonia for its initiative to establish a marine protected area. And today I've announced that the United States and Kiribati will be working together on conservation efforts in the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument and the Phoenix Islands Protected Area. We announced this new partnership through a joint statement of intent this week, and it really does support initiatives envisioned by the Pacific Island Forum leaders to enhance the protection, preservation, and conservation of marine ecosystems.